If you ask anyone about India, there is one name that almost always comes up first: the Taj Mahal. It is the image printed on postcards, the icon tourists dream of visiting, and the monument the world believes represents love itself. But what if I told you that the story of the Taj Mahal is not just about love? What if behind those white marble walls lies a much deeper, more complicated truth, a mix of devotion, grief, power, art, and controversy that continues to spark debates even 4 centuries later? This is not just a history lesson. It is a journey into mystery, politics, faith, and the human obsession with rewriting the past. So sit back and imagine. The year is 1631, the Mughal Empire is at its peak, and a man named Shah Jahan is about to lose the love of his life. Mumtaz Mahal was not just another queen. She was the emperor's confidant, his inspiration, and the mother of his 14 children. Her real name was Arjuman Banu Begum, and she was known across the empire for her kindness, intelligence, and grace. Shah Jahan adored her beyond imagination. He built no monument for any of his other wives, only for her. But in 1631, while giving birth to their 14th child in Burhanpur, Mumtaz Mahal died. Shah Jahan's world collapsed. They say he locked himself away for days, refusing food and sleep, and when he emerged, his beard had turned gray. It was in that moment that the idea of the Taj Mahal was born, not as a palace of celebration, but as a tomb of grief. Construction began in 1632, and it took around 22 years to complete. Over 20,000 workers and artisans from across Asia worked day and night. White marble was brought from Makrana in Rajasthan. Jade came from China, crystal from Egypt, lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, turquoise from Tibet, and sapphires from Sri Lanka. It was a project that stretched across nations, a global effort centuries before the word globalization even existed. The chief architect was Ustad Ahmad Lahori, a Persian-origin genius who had already worked on parts of Shah Jahan's imperial forts. The structure was built with mathematical precision. The central dome is 240 feet high and perfectly symmetrical. The 4 minarets slightly tilt outward, a subtle trick of engineering to prevent them from collapsing on the main tomb during an earthquake. Even the calligraphy on the marble walls is designed with optical illusion. The letters appear equal in size from top to bottom, though they actually increase in scale as they go higher. Every detail has meaning. Every inch tells a story. For Shah Jahan, the Taj Mahal was more than an architectural wonder, it was a promise. He wanted it to be a reflection of heaven on earth, a paradise where his beloved Mumtaz would rest for eternity. The gardens were designed to represent the Islamic vision of paradise, divided by 4 flowing water channels symbolizing the rivers of heaven. But beauty always attracts curiosity, and curiosity often gives birth to controversy. Centuries after its construction, the Taj Mahal's story started changing in whispers. Some people began to question, was it really built by Shah Jahan? Or did it already exist before him? That's where the strange theory of Tejo Mahalaya began. A man named P.N. Oak, a writer and self-proclaimed historian, claimed in the 20th century that the Taj Mahal was originally a Hindu temple dedicated to Lord Shiva, called Tejo Mahalaya. According to him, Shah Jahan simply took over this ancient structure and converted it into a mausoleum for Mumtaz. Oak's theory was dramatic, and for some, it was appealing. It challenged the conventional narrative. But the problem was, there was no credible evidence. All official Mughal records, Persian manuscripts, and even European traveler accounts from Shah Jahan's reign clearly state that the Taj Mahal was commissioned by him after Mumtaz's death. The names of the artisans, architects, and sources of materials are all recorded. There is even a document called the Taj Mahal Project Mandate, written in Persian, describing the stages of construction and payment to workers. So if all these details exist, why did Oak's theory gain attention? Because myths spread faster than truth, especially when they feed into existing biases or political emotions. In India, the Taj Mahal stands not only as a symbol of love but also as a reminder of the Mughal legacy, and that legacy has often been twisted by those who want to reshape history. Oak's book, Taj Mahal, The True Story, was published in the 1960s, and though historians dismissed it, it found a new audience decades later in the age of social media. Suddenly, posts started circulating online claiming that the Taj was once a temple, that idols were hidden inside, and that the government was hiding the truth. One of the biggest points of curiosity became the 22 locked rooms inside the Taj Mahal complex. These rooms, located in the basement area, were sealed off long ago by the Archaeological Survey of India, ASI. The reason? Preservation. These rooms are not tourist areas, they were sealed to prevent humidity damage and structural erosion. But when photos of their closed doors went viral, people began speculating wildly. They said the rooms hide Hindu idols, inscriptions, or secret passages. In 2022, a petition was even filed in court demanding that these rooms be opened for inspection. The petitioner claimed that there might be proof of Hindu heritage inside. The court, however, dismissed the plea, saying the Taj Mahal's history is well documented and not for courts to debate. The ASI then clarified publicly that there is nothing mysterious about those rooms, they are simply maintenance spaces. But as always, once an idea enters the internet, it never dies. That's when Dhruv Rathee, a popular Indian YouTuber known for his research-based content, released a video addressing all these claims. He broke down each theory one by one: the Tejo Mahalaya claim, the myth about workers' hands being cut off after construction, and the controversy around the 22 rooms. In his video, Dhruv explained that P.N. Oak's theories have no archaeological or historical proof. He emphasized that Oak was not a trained historian and that his claims were repeatedly rejected by both the Supreme Court of India and the ASI. Rathee also discussed how these kinds of theories often reappear during political debates, especially when parties try to manipulate cultural sentiments for ideological gain. He then addressed the famous myth that Shah Jahan cut off the hands of the 20,000 workers who built the Taj Mahal so that they could never recreate its beauty again. Dhruv explained that there is no historical record of this happening. None of the Mughal-era documents mention such cruelty, nor do European travelers' accounts who visited Agra at that time. It's simply a story that was invented much later, probably to add a dark twist to the legend. And then came the latest spark, the upcoming movie The Taj Story. This film claims to reveal the truth about the monument's origin and portrays it as a Hindu temple turned mausoleum. The trailer itself created massive debate. Supporters called it a brave attempt to uncover hidden history. Critics called it propaganda designed to distort facts. Historians immediately pointed out that the movie's evidence was based on debunked sources, mostly from P.N. Oak's writings. The controversy grew so much that it spilled over into political discussions. Some groups demanded the movie be supported as a step toward reclaiming Indian heritage, while others warned that it could inflame communal tensions. But here's the interesting part: even amidst all this noise, the Taj Mahal remains silent. It does not speak, does not defend itself, does not explain. It simply stands, gleaming white in the daylight and golden in the moonlight, as it has for nearly 400 years. It has seen empires fall, revolutions rise, and governments change, yet it still holds the same calm expression, like it knows that truth always survives time. When you visit the Taj, you realize something deeper: this monument is not just about a man and a woman. It's about how humanity deals with loss, and how art becomes a language of immortality. But as we will explore in the next part, the story of the Taj Mahal's controversies goes far beyond theories. It dives into identity, religion, and the human desire to claim ownership over beauty. Because when something becomes as famous as the Taj Mahal, everyone wants a piece of it, a narrative that fits their version of history. In Part 2, we will uncover how colonial writers shaped early perceptions of the Taj, how modern politics keeps reviving old myths, and how the monument continues to symbolize both unity and division in today's India. We will also explore the shocking claims made in The Taj Story movie script, and how fact-checkers, historians, and even filmmakers are now fighting for control over a single monument's truth. Because the real mystery of the Taj Mahal is not what's hidden inside those 22 rooms. The real mystery is why, even after centuries of evidence, so many people still refuse to believe the truth. When we left off, the Taj Mahal stood silent in the middle of chaos, a symbol of beauty surrounded by noise. And that noise has only grown louder in the modern age. Today, the Taj Mahal is not just a monument. It is a battleground of narratives. Everyone wants to define what it means: lovers, historians, politicians, and even filmmakers. To understand why, we need to go back a few centuries, to the days after the Mughal Empire started declining and the British took control of India. When the British arrived, they were fascinated by the Taj Mahal. They wrote about it, painted it, and even tried to claim it as their own kind of discovery. Colonial writers described it as a wonder of the East, exotic and mysterious. They portrayed Shah Jahan as a tragic lover king, almost like a Shakespearean hero. But what they did not emphasize was how deeply Indian this monument really was, built by Indian craftsmen, using Indian stone, influenced by Persian, Turkish, and Hindu architectural traditions alike. The British loved to romanticize India but also wanted to separate it from its Muslim past. They restored the Taj, but in their writings, they often reduced its Mughal identity. That pattern of rewriting continued long after independence, just in new forms. As India's politics evolved, so did the interpretation of its history. By the late 20th century, when P.N. Oakes' theories about Tejo Mahalaya started circulating, they found fertile ground. The idea that the Taj Mahal was a Hindu temple converted into a mausoleum appealed to those who felt that India's pre-Islamic heritage had been overshadowed. And so, what began as one man's fantasy slowly transformed into a larger cultural debate. Oak claimed that the name Taj Mahal itself was derived from Tejo Mahalaya, and that the complex originally housed a Shiva idol. He said that Shah Jahan merely took over this temple and repurposed it. But as Dhruv Rathee later pointed out in his video, none of this has any archaeological proof. The style of architecture, inscriptions, and construction materials all belong clearly to the 17th century Mughal period. Even the carbon dating of bricks, done in separate studies, aligns with that era. Yet, Oak's story spread faster than any fact sheet could stop it. And part of that is because humans love mystery more than clarity. A love story is beautiful, but a conspiracy is irresistible. By the time social media became mainstream, the Tejo Mahalaya theory found new life. Posts, memes, and WhatsApp forwards started flooding in, showing edited photos and false translations of old Persian texts. People who had never read a single historical record began declaring that the truth had been hidden. It was at this point that Dhruv Rathee's video became important. In his calm, research-driven tone, he explained the full timeline, that the Taj Mahal was built between 1632 and 1653 under Shah Jahan's supervision, that the architects were Persian and Indian, and that Mughal court records, European travelers like Peter Mundy, and the official chronicle, Padshahnamas, all confirmed it. He even showed images of these manuscripts. Dhruv explained that the myth of the workers' hands being cut off was also false, something borrowed from a Persian folk tale that never mentioned the Taj at all. He broke down how misinformation spreads. One book makes a claim, another repeats it, and soon it becomes popular knowledge. His message was clear: history should be studied through evidence, not emotion. But as Rathee's video gained millions of views, so did the anger of those who felt he was defending the Mughal legacy. Some called him anti-national, others accused him of ignoring hidden truths. Yet what he was actually doing was something we rarely see: separating myth from documentation. Around the same time, the controversy about the 22 locked rooms exploded again. Someone posted old maintenance photos of the Taj Mahal basement online, claiming that idols were inside. The images were grainy and misleading, but they went viral. Soon, television debates started asking, what is the government hiding? The Archaeological Survey of India, or ASI, had to release a public statement. They clarified that those rooms were sealed to prevent damage from humidity, and that they were simply unfinished chambers from the 17th century used for maintenance. They even shared photos of the interiors, plain, undecorated, empty. But the internet rarely waits for official answers. It's strange how a monument of love has become a target for endless suspicion. And then came the movie, The Taj Story. The film promised to reveal the untold truth behind the Taj Mahal. Its trailer was full of dramatic music, ancient temple bells, and lines suggesting that Shah Jahan merely renamed an existing structure. The movie showed imaginary priests performing rituals before Mughal soldiers stormed in. Within hours of the trailer dropping, social media exploded. Supporters hailed it as a courageous act of truth-telling. Critics called it a dangerous rewriting of history. Historians quickly analyzed the film's claims and found that almost every scene was lifted from discredited writings, especially P.N. Oakes. The director defended his work by saying he was presenting an alternative perspective. But that phrase, alternative perspective, is often used when facts are too inconvenient. The film reignited debates about what India chooses to remember and what it prefers to forget. It forced people to ask, who owns history? Is it the archaeologists, the writers, the government, or the public? To understand the scale of this question, imagine this: every year, the Taj Mahal attracts around 7 to 8 million visitors. It contributes massively to India's tourism economy. For many foreigners, it defines Indian identity itself. But inside India, this same monument keeps being questioned. It is like the country's mirror, everyone sees their own reflection in it. If you are romantic, you see love. If you are political, you see power. If you are nationalist, you see pride. If you are cynical, you see conspiracy. And yet, the structure remains untouched by these interpretations. The marble does not care who believes what. One of the most powerful aspects of the Taj Mahal is that it transcends its builder. When you stand before it at sunrise, the first rays turn the white dome into a pale shade of gold. As the day progresses, it changes from pinkish to milky white to silver under the moonlight. That transformation, many say, symbolizes the phases of love itself: innocent, passionate, then eternal. But that spiritual beauty has become a casualty of online outrage. The more people debate its origins, the less they appreciate its purpose. Let's talk about why these myths survive. Psychologists say humans are drawn to hidden stories because they make us feel special, as if we know a secret others do not. When someone claims that the Taj Mahal is actually a temple, it gives a sense of discovery, even rebellion. It also aligns with broader cultural narratives about reclaiming lost glory. That's why such theories rarely die, even when evidence disproves them. Political polarization adds fuel to this fire. In today's India, where religion and identity are heavily politicized, monuments become symbols of sides. Supporting or rejecting a theory is no longer about facts, it's about belonging. And in that emotional battleground, truth often becomes the first casualty. Dhruv Rathee touched on this too. He said that history should unite us, not divide us. The Mughals were a part of India's evolution, just like the Mauryas, the Guptas, and the Marathas. Erasing one era does not strengthen the others, it only weakens the whole story. The irony is that Shah Jahan himself never intended the Taj Mahal to represent division. He wanted it to symbolize paradise, a place beyond religion, beyond politics. In Islamic art, paradise is often imagined as a walled garden filled with water and light. The Taj Mahal is that vision carved in stone. The Quranic verses inscribed on its entrance do not speak of conquest, they speak of peace and eternity. After Mumtaz's death, Shah Jahan spent the rest of his life mourning her. His own son, Aurangzeb, eventually imprisoned him in Agra Fort. From his cell window, Shah Jahan could see the Taj Mahal every day, the tomb of his love shining in the distance. He died there in 1666, and his body was carried quietly to rest beside Mumtaz. That's why the only asymmetrical thing in the entire Taj Mahal is his own tomb, placed off-center next to hers. It's poetic, is not it? The man who created perfect symmetry in marble ended his life surrounded by chaos, his final resting place slightly unbalanced, as if love itself had tilted the design. Now, centuries later, we are still trying to balance that same story, between love and controversy, beauty and politics, truth and myth. When the Taj Story movie finally releases, it will likely spark new debates, protests, and fact-checking wars. But maybe that's not entirely bad. Because every time a myth rises, it forces historians to revisit evidence and educate new generations. Maybe the purpose of these controversies is to remind us why truth matters. Think about this, even if someone tried to rewrite history books, even if a movie claimed that the Taj Mahal was something else, the monument itself would not change. Its marble would not suddenly turn into sandstone. Its Persian calligraphy would not become Sanskrit overnight. The stones themselves hold memory. The ASI, for all its bureaucracy, continues to maintain the Taj carefully. They document every crack, every stain, every layer of restoration. Scientists have even studied the effects of pollution on its marble and how acid rain has slightly yellowed its surface. There are teams working to clean it using a special clay called Multani Mitti, the same natural clay people use for skin treatment. In a way, the Taj Mahal is constantly rejuvenated, like a living being cared for. Maybe that's the best metaphor, the Taj Mahal as a living entity, one that needs protection not only from acid rain but from ideological corrosion. There is another layer to this story, how art historians interpret the Taj. They say that Shah Jahan's architectural style represents an age of peace and refinement, contrasting with the militaristic designs of earlier emperors. The symmetry of the Taj, the use of white marble, and the delicate inlay work all symbolize divine order. In that sense, the Taj Mahal is less about one man's grief and more about a civilization's search for harmony. Yet, harmony is exactly what today's arguments lack. Imagine if Shah Jahan could see what we have turned his tribute into: endless online fights, courtroom petitions, political rallies, and now a film claiming to expose him. Would he laugh? Would he cry? Or would he simply look at the building and whisper, "It still stands"? The more you learn about the Taj Mahal, the more you realize how small the controversies are compared to its grandeur. The claims about Tejo Mahalaya or the 22 rooms may excite curiosity, but they do not change the reality that the Taj is one of the most documented constructions in world history. Its foundation, materials, labor records, and inscriptions are all recorded. The Mughal archives are detailed to a fault. Even foreign scholars like Ferguson and Ebba Koch have written volumes confirming the timeline of its construction. You can trace the journey of every stone used. So why do people still doubt? Because sometimes, belief is not about evidence, it's about emotion. And in a country where emotions run deep, history often becomes a canvas for identity. Toward the end of his video, Dhruv Rathee said something striking. He said, "Believing in false glory does not make a country stronger. Understanding its true history does." That single line sums up the entire debate. When you strip away the politics, the Taj Mahal becomes what it always was, a story of love trying to outlive death. Shah Jahan failed to conquer time, but through this monument, he came close. If you ever visit the Taj Mahal, try to stand there in silence. Do not think about religion, do not think about who built it, do not think about debates or courts. Just look at it. You will feel something unexplainable, as if the air itself remembers grief and beauty together. That is the power of art. As for the Taj Story movie, history will judge it as it judges all things, through evidence and endurance. Films fade, rumors fade, but the Taj remains. Maybe centuries from now, new generations will still be arguing about it. But as long as the Yamuna flows beside it and the marble dome catches the first light of dawn, the Taj Mahal will keep whispering the same message, that love, no matter how contested, never really dies. And perhaps that's the final irony. that a monument born from love has survived through centuries of hate, skepticism, and politics, and still stands as the most beautiful building on earth. Because the Taj Mahal was never built to win arguments. It was built to outlast them. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more myth-busting historical stories, and remember, real history is always stronger than fiction.